my name's Charlotte. I'm with the Wilderness Committee. I'm going to be showing you today how to build your own worm compost that can be kept indoors. I don't want to put it outdoors because there are rats and squirrels in this community and I just want to keep it easy. So I'm keeping it indoors, and if you do it right, it won't smell at all and you'll barely notice it's there. There's a couple reasons why I'm doing this. The main one is because this year in my garden I want to not use peat. I don't want to use peat because peat mining is a huge issue in Canada. Our peat bogs store 1/3 of the world's carbon, and so when we mine that, we release all of this carbon into the atmosphere. And then further from that, you're also just, destroying these bogs, which are home to different creatures, different insects, different birds, and so we'd rather not do that. And the great thing is there's alternatives to using peat in your garden. Peat is used mainly because it's great for water retention, but your own compost can do just that. And so that's why I'm making a compost this year, because I want to be able to garden without peat at all. So I'm literally replacing my peat with compost. Okay, so we're gonna go into the materials that you're gonna need. So the worms need a bedding. I've seen a lot of different resources telling you can use a bunch of different things, and that's kind of true. So work with what you have. So I've got some shredded paper here. I've got some sand, some leaves that I ran around my neighborhood collecting, a little bit of soil, and then of course food scraps. So these 4 things here is what I'm gonna be creating the bedding with. And then I also have 2 Tupperware bins. Now we're using Tupperware bins, 2 of them, because we want to create a catch on the bottom for all of the worm juice I called. I know, super appetizing. So basically this is gonna kind of sit on top, and you're gonna puncture holes in the bottom, and all of the worm juices will flow to the bottom, and then you can dump out the bottom once it gets full. So this is just a good way to kind of ensure that your compost doesn't get too wet, because that can be an issue for your worms. And then you'll need a lid. Now the darker the containers, the better, because worms need it to be pitch black as they live in the soil. So we want to recreate those conditions. If you only have light Tupperware, that's okay, just put it in a very dark place. You need your Tupperware, you need a little bit of water, and then you also need a drill. We're going to be drilling holes into this. I'm going to be doing 1/4 inch holes into it to give airflow. Worms also need air. And then lastly, you need your worms. My lovely coworker gifted me these worms. And yeah, it's also got a little bit of compost in here, which is going to be great to start them out. So let's get to it. Okay, so we are only going to be puncturing holes into the one container, the one that will be sitting on top of the other one. The more airflow, the better. So I'm going to be puncturing, let's see, maybe like 5, and then 5, 5. So 5 rows of 4 rows of 5. And then we'll also put some holes along the sides here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay, that was fun. So bin's done. It's got enough holes in there, so you can just place it on your water collector bin. Now I'll actually probably put something in the bottom just to keep this propped up, but let's move on to the next step. So we're going to create our bedding. So it's going to be a mixture, like I said, of leaves, a little bit of sand, some shredded paper, and soil. So I'll show you how that's gonna look. Okay, so we're gonna start adding our bedding stuff. There's soil. I'm gonna take a little bit of sand. Just a little bit more. Okay, we'll give that a mix. Okay, now we'll do leaves. That's a lot. More than I expected. Take some out. We can always add more. And then we'll go paper. We want to give them a nice bed so that when they come here, they really can get used to their new home. They'll have everything they need here. Now this is gonna be way too dry. All of these dry ingredients is, yeah, it's not gonna be wet enough. So we're gonna take the spray bottle and soak it down a little bit. Okay, so now I have this. It's their bedding is nice and moist, or damp if you hate that word. And there's drainage holes in the bottom, so all of the extra water will fall through, which is a perk to having the double container method. It kind of will regulate the water more effectively. And then, so now we can add our worms. So we're gonna get a little nice bed here going for them. Kind of scoop out a bit, but you want to have some at the bottom. Okay, so we're gonna put down some food scraps first. This is just from my compost bin. Some veggies for them. There we go. All right, now it's worm time. Time to meet the worms. So, and it's great. Sue gave, so my coworker gave me some worms in soil, or some compost, which is great to have compost here. Wow, beautiful, look, you can see all of them. They're just doing their thing. And they probably hate this because it is not dark. They're in an unfamiliar place. So what we're gonna do right away is take some of the bedding and cover them up. So we wanna make it nice and dark for them right away. There we go. Okay, so we did it. The worms are in there. They're doing their thing. The last step is to just put this on and tuck it into a corner. I'm gonna put it out of the way. My roommates won't even know that worms are living in our house somewhere. Now, yeah, this is just a great way to reduce your use of peat and your overall impact on the environment. And it's super fun. It feels great. I hope everyone tries it. It shouldn't be too high barrier. It's kind of learn as you go, get creative with it, and I'm sure you're gonna figure it out. So good luck this year trying your worm compost. And yeah, I hope it goes well for you. Thanks for watching.